Here we go. So you're welcome to this. It's an annual event that comes on May the 3rd of every year. Media people, journalists, and all manner of media companies decided to have a day to, it's more on reminding the government of the world how important it is to respect the fourth realm in governance. The fourth realm in governance is this you all, this group of people. The fourth realm in governance is the ability to speak out and say things when even it is not being appreciated. So today we are celebrating what is called the Press Freedom Day. And I welcome every one of you. What we've done is we've brought the media people around Europe and also from Africa. So what is Press Freedom Day? The Press Freedom Day is a day to highlight the fundamental principles of press freedom. It's a day also to remind ourselves of how important we are in the world and in our various communities and in our society. So it's a remembrance also of journalists that have died in process of doing what they love doing. Yes, we've lost souls, we've lost young men and women in this field of journalism. So today we will be paying homage, we'll be paying our tribute to them, and also we'll be commiserating in the event. So with us here are great men and women all over Europe and Africa. And I want to begin with some introduction, even though everybody will also make their own introduction when you open up. Yes, sorry. So here with us is a great man, a friend, a brother, all the way from the UK, a media presenter and an analyst. And that's my very good friend, Dr. Schengen. Dr. Schengen, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Also with us is somebody that I don't play with. He calls himself proudly Nigerian, and I think he's even more than a Nigerian because he speaks for all Africans, helpless Africans, voiceless Africans. And that's my wonderful friend, Frederick. Frederick is a social crusader for justice and equality. He's a revolutionist, an activist. Say the words, he stands in awe. And he's here with us today to express himself. Fred, you're welcome, sir. Comrade Fred.
I salute you and I salute everybody.
Good.
It's an honor to be here.
Yes. So what we've also done is to reach out to our friends and big brothers also in the media part of political movements. So here with us is the secretary and the organizing and chief secretary to ADCDN. Now, ADCDN is a political party, African Democratic Congress. Now, the African Democratic Congress has a European section of it, a European branch of it, and there are officers that represent that. So with us is the secretary, the organizing secretary and the general secretary, Chief Ambassador Tony Tockland from Germany.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Good. Yeah, so Schengen Story Media has young men and women. We call ourselves boardroom members, and these are coordinators all around Europe. We call them boardroom members. So the boardroom members are all here to analyze issues. But before then, I want to also introduce a very, very important figure in the party called ADC. I just spoke about ADC, African Democratic Congress. And with us is the Director of Communications and Programs for ADC Worldwide, and that is Barrister Ifenla. Barrister Ifenla, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Good.
I'm here. Good evening,
Yes, you're
everybody.
welcome, madam.
Thank
You are
you,
welcome.
sir.
Good. So, like I said, Schengen Story Media has boardroom members. These are coordinators in each zone of the Schengen country, and men and women that I'm so happy to work with. Very enthusiastic, zealous. They love what they do. They are ready to go all the way out and do more. And I have all of them here with me. So let me start with my very good brother and friend, Matthew Chuma from France. Matthew, are you there? Great. Okay, you need to unmute when you talk. Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Pleasure having you around.
Yes, Matthew. That's Matthew from all the way from France. We have also Comrade Victor, a friend, part of the boardroom organizer. Victor, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, bro.
Okay, good. You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, you are welcome.
Nice to be here with you.
Thank you. I missed starting with the women. There are women in the boardroom. I'm just seeing them now. So a leading figure in the boardroom as a woman is we call her the Lioness. Can you beat that name? The Lioness. Adabuzo Ndi Abia. Yes, the Lioness, you're welcome. Are you here?
Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Yes, I am.
You're welcome, Lioness.
Thank you very much.
Also, in the boardroom of Schengen Story, all the way. Take note, the Lioness is reaching out from UK. She is there in the UK. So also in the boardroom is another friend from the UK, a coordinator of Schengen Story, Matthew Ogaraku. Are you here, Matthew?
Thank you very much. I'm here. Thank you.
Oh, good, great. You're there. And please goes on and on. With me here in Italy, my assistant, my more like a PA and a brother, a friend, is the great man, Vincent. Vincent, are you there? I'm not seeing you here again. Are you still with us?
I'm here, of course.
There you are.
Good
Great.
evening, everyone. Welcome to the forum.
Good, thank you. Okay, so let's go straight to it. We said it would be a 1-hour event. I'm opening up to everybody. We are talking International Press Freedom Day, May 3rd. May the 3rd of every year is set aside for this wonderful event. And it's in recognition, like we said, to men and women going all out to keep the world briefed, keep the world updated with events, with activities, with news. And I want to begin with my big brother from the UK, Dr. Shegun.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how has it been? What have been the challenges as a media man? How has it been doing what you're doing?
Wow. What a big thing to answer. Well, I've been in the media for about, say, 20 years of my life. I've been, first of all, a lecturer before becoming, taking a step into the media world. And I think once one is doing his job efficiently, then you are at loggerheads with powers that be in a nation. Let's just be very clear about that. I'll be giving examples. I know I have limited number of minutes so that everybody could participate. When the Western world were fighting Libya, when Gaddafi was there, I recall that I was on the set live program of You Decide on Ben Television, and I was saying the Europeans are killing Africans in Libya. The United Nations have said that there should be no flight zone over Libya. And the Home Secretary, the British Home Secretary, immediately called the studio to say that Dr. Johnson is trying to cause a mayhem in London, that people will soon start coming out now to fight the government. And so the executive producer and the owner of Ben Television came racing to the studio saying, cut, cut, cut. The Home Secretary is scared that we are saying the wrong things. And so we went on a short break, and I explained to him that the British government has broken the law. Number one, they sent in spies who forged Libyan passports. And I will never have imagined that the British government will support their own intelligence forging passports. These are the things we have seen Israelis do and some other countries, but not the British government. And secondly, the United Nations said nobody should fly over Libya, but America and France and Britain, they were flying over America. Eventually, Libya was killed. I'm sorry, Gaddafi was killed. So what I'm trying to say is that our programs are being monitored closely up to the point that what we say, they try to counter it immediately, even when we are saying the truth. And so this is one of the challenges we see. But without the media, there is no modern democracy. It will never happen. And therefore, there will never be a development at all, because the media is the one that brings the contradictions of the government to light, so that other people will know and will be able to contribute. Without the media, I wonder how we will know what is going on in Italy from the United Kingdom, and they will only give us what they want us to know. But we have that position to present to the world everything that is happening, so that the people themselves could, first of all, understand and then take a quality decision. But without an informed opinion, how do we move forward? There's something we used to say, thesis, antithesis will give you a synthesis. So where we have a thesis we're working with, this is the platform we're working on, and somebody brings a contrary opinion, antithesis, so that there could be a development, a discussion, and bring about a synthesis which will be better for the society. It is the media that will do that. And where the media is stifled, then we have a problem. My experience has been that we are being closely monitored by the government, and we become the enemies of those who are supposed to be in government. When we are supposed to team up together, then they see us as enemy, presenting the situation not in their favor. Of course, we try our best to present a balanced position. I was told that Babangida was looking for me at a point because we were not speaking favorably about him. And of course, we were just presenting what we knew about him. Today, we are told that in Aso Rock, anytime we are having a program, somebody has a pen and a paper. Because we operate from London, whatever we say from London is heard all over the world. All the European governments have heard about it. And so they want us to say things that will be favorable to Nigeria. But we can only say things that are on the ground. So the media is so relevant to human development to the extent that the media must be very responsible in presenting and must do it accurately, say it as it is, so that there could be development. Because where we present without any reaction, then the human development will just be static. We have a responsibility to say it as it is, so that quality decisions could be made, new policies could be formulated, greater things could be done. And I can't go through all my notes here, because I've listed out how we will affect the economy, the security. Look at the case of security in Nigeria. If we don't say what is happening in Sambisa Forest, how will the people in the South respond to Chibok girls that were stolen? I mean, if nobody reported it, they will have been stolen forever. Well, don't ask me whether something happened. Nothing happened. But then we have to highlight these things so that people will know. Look at the economy of Nigeria. How will I know without the media that Naira has gone down to 700 to £1 if there is no media saying it and people reacting? So we are just too important And there will be no modern development without an active media. And I think what we should all be clamoring for is responsive and responsible media, not to stifle us, but to encourage us. But I want to say that we have a challenge even in-house. Many publishers have not been paying their workers. So workers now depend on outside firms to make money, to get a normal living. And I think if we can settle that area where publishers, chief executives will pay their workers effectively, nobody will be looking for a brown envelope and will be able to help the society in developing. Let me stop here so that we can fall within the 1 hour. Thank you very much, sir.
Wonderful. That's very sincere and impressive submission. Thank you very much, Dr. Shegun. Yes, more people are joining. You're all welcome. I'm seeing some new faces. I'm coming down to my great brother and friend, Brother Fred, Honorable Fred. Do you believe there should be regulations and a review of how the media operates, as some countries are doing now and Nigeria intends to do? What do you?
I would like to speak from the angle of security and the role of the media, just the way our brother Victor just mentioned. I hope that is your name, because your name is not really showing.
No, it's
Galaxy Tab.
Dr. Shegun.
Okay, sorry, Dr. Shegun.
I will put it there now.
Yeah, Dr. Shegun. You know, whenever there is a restriction on press freedom, the country is exposed to insecurity. But I have a problem with the press, especially from developing countries, and that is also the result of government restrictions on media freedom. Now, you would observe that there are a lot of sensationalism. We hear about breaking news, you know, but these news are not followed by investigations that could lead to logical conclusions in developing countries. So, because by following news to its logical conclusions, the media will be living up to its role of advocacy and the ability to frame political discourse. For example, when the media announced that Russia interfered with the elections of the US in 2016, the media did not stop there. They followed that news throughout the tenure of Donald Trump. You know, they were digging and digging and digging. But in a country like Nigeria, because the press were not allowed to follow up, today, Nigeria is enveloped in insecurity. Let me give you some instances. In 2013, there was this breaking news that Lebanese Hezbollah terrorist cell was discovered in Kano. And there was a cache of ammunitions. There was a bunker containing many AK-47 rifles, landmines, rocket-propelled grenades, anti-tank weapons, submachine guns, many of these things. Immediately after that, there was no follow-up. Today, Nigerians are dying. Where are the ammunitions coming from? So these are some of the issues, because some big persons in government might be involved, and before you know it, the matter is dead. Now, when the former governor of Ogun State, Ibunkunle Amosun, was leaving office, on the eve of his leaving office, he surrendered huge amounts of ammunition to the police, as far as 1 million rounds of ammunition, 1,000 bulletproof vests, many AK-47, 1,000 AK-47 to be specific. Immediately after that, the press did not tell us, how come did this man get all of these ammunitions? What has he done with them before? Are those same guns that are killing us? Did the Nigerian police add all of these ammunitions into their armory? There was no follow-up. Because having those ammunitions in your possession alone is against the robbery and firearms law of Nigeria 1984 and 1990. So all of these things, they are detrimental if the press is not following to logical conclusions, is detrimental to the security of the country. May 2017, customs seized 440 ammunitions. Till today, we don't know the owners. We don't know what happened to the ammunitions. September 2017 of that same year, at Tinkamport, Apapa, they seized 1,100 pump actions. Where are they? Are those the guns killing our people? After the seizure, after the breaking news, after the sensationalization, what next? What happens to the guns? Were they imported by people? May 2020, 17 Chinese were arrested in Osun State for illegal gold mining, arrested by Amotekun. They were handed over to the police. Till today, those 17 Chinese were not taken to court. Will a Nigerian try that in China? First, they will kill him before taking his corpse to the court.
Thank you very much, honorable friend.
Thank you.
But I didn't hear the answer to the question. If there should be review, if government should go ahead, if we should allow the government to go ahead and put regulations on our press, on the dissemination of information and media activities. So I'm going to put that question again to Honorable Victor for short. Honorable Victor from Germany, are you there, sir? Before I come, yes, because some people might be leaving us. So we have.
I'm very much with you, bro.
Okay, we have a very short time. Yes, do you agree to government regularizing the media and dissemination of information? Do you agree to that as is being planned?
Thank you very much. I would say responsible media should be encouraged, but I wouldn't want to subscribe to the idea of the government regulating the media, because the media is more or less a watchdog to the government. Like the last speaker rightly analyzed, most of these reports, most of this breaking news that occurred in the past were not followed up. So what with a regulation, restricting the media from, just because they have interest in it, it should be to the.
Honorable Victor, we are losing you there. Sorry, your network is fading. We are not getting it straight from, yes. Okay, let me leave it there. Let's leave it there. I want to come a little further to politics. And we have the ADC General Secretary with us. Sir, are you there, Chief Tony?
Very well.
How has the media fared? How have the media done with politics? How has it been? You as a politician, how has the media helped in politicking and politics in Nigeria, for example, where you're coming from now?
Well, thank you for hosting me and for this opportunity. And I thank all the other speakers, previous speakers, standing on the existing protocol. I will rather not see myself as a seasoned politician, but I think I will begin to get into it and feel a little bit comfortable on this. I am basically missing this passion because I am not a journalist, but I've always been in the media, doing a lot of the media. And what I've seen in my years of being on the road is that I'm missing the passion, especially when it comes to our society in Nigeria. This media being really to understand the weight, the capacity, the importance, the relevance of media when it comes to community development. I'm not always looking at this big politic government, Abuja. This is not our mostly our problem. It's only a part of our problem. Our problem is that the media should begin to establish this passion from the community, the communities we have. Get closer to the because without that, you see the result of immorality, boldness in cutting away our resources and so on. Somebody did it. It was not a ghost that did it. So if you start to attach the media to the very core, smaller communities and begin to expose good characters, good governance, good deeds, and of course, child bad deeds, I think we have done well in attacking those that are doing some other stuff. I mean, the media guys, so many of them got killed. I don't want to mention more names. If you remember Delegate and Co. But if we begin to attach ourselves to the communities, I think the media will do better. This is what I'm missing. Our institutions lack these ingredients, this supervision, the training like a baby. When you media guys go a little bit down, leave the whole big government stuff and begin to fine tune the communities. And I solely believe in government. That's why I believe in grassroots. And grassroots is not just to call out the guys when it's time to vote and give them one T-shirt and back away. The grassroots is to begin to investigate who is contesting from the ward level. This is where it comes down to. What is happening to our institutions at the very core of our communities. This is what we have to work on. And once we have this passion, and then you will begin to see that before they even get out of control, you already have this. You have already these checks and balances around the leaders, these politicians. But this is not only for the politicians, because people don't become politicians from birth. They turn politicians. So if you begin to follow them up and build them and encourage them, reinforce them, and also, like I say, chide them when they get out of control. This is what I'm going to beg our media legends to look at, because it's really missing. There's a lack of passion. I will not take all your time, but this is the part that really interests me.
Thank you very much. That's a very good part you have played. Yes, questions are rolling in, my people. We have a very interesting question from this other end here. Somebody is saying fake news is on the rampage with the media these days. But the person now wrote, fake news is still better than no news. Honorable Vincent from Italy. What will you say? They say fake news is better than no news. So what that person is trying, what it means is information has to be passed out. Even though it might not be accurate, but it's better than nobody is being briefed, nobody is getting updates. What will you say about this?
Yeah, thank you very much. I believe fake news has a double prong, in the sense that it can work for good, it can work for bad. Fake news can actually cause a lot of damage, irreparable damage, so to speak. And in some cases, it has also drawn attention to something that people originally disregarded. For instance, especially on the social media, we see a lot of that. There's a lot of fake news circulating. At the end, some of those fake news have actually turned out to, give an inkling, to what's going on behind the scenes, especially in the seats of power. But in some cases, we have seen fake news, gather a life of its own, cause damage, cause a lot of trouble that you cannot even begin to quantify. I can't cite a lot of examples, but I know we all understand how this thing is. I think we should also be looking at how the media today should actually fight against fake news, because if a medium is known for fake news, it will lose its credibility in the eyes of the audience. So there are series of trainings organized by media institutions around the world to guard against this. There are also different mechanisms developed to confirm the veracity of news before we go to press with them, which is why journalists of reputable media organizations are always advised to update their knowledge about these kind of things, get to know how to verify pictures, for instance. We have technology that people use to do what they call photoshopping. It's possible for me to be where I am now, and next thing I'm seeing photographs of myself circulating in the media where I am doing something untowards. That could be the handiwork of mischief makers, and these people abound just to draw attention to their sites, just to be able to have people talking about something. They do such things like that. But it's important. There are tools developed by Google and the rest of them for us to avail ourselves to use to confirm news, before we go to press with them. There are some kind of news you don't get to read in some media because a lot of such news come with propaganda. But it's important for us to always update our knowledge of how to confirm fake news before we go to town with them, and that is actually where the government is hinging upon to introduce regulation of the media. But I believe that the government can actually do better, not just by regulating, but working in liaison with the media organizations to train them, because the more if they want to use force, they will not succeed. The media is actually stronger. They will not succeed. It will bring them a bad image, and it will cause a lot of bad blood between the media and the government. And the government, of course, know that they cannot do without the media, because the media is the fourth rim of the estate, as you said earlier. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a very brilliant submission. Barrister Ifenla, are you still with us? There's a question here for you.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am, sir.
Yeah, good. He said, what are the challenges we face in the media as with politicians? I don't know if that is clear enough. That's what somebody just wrote on the platform here. What are the challenges we face as with politicians? Okay, you represent ADC political party, and you obviously have seen what the media has been doing to create the awareness for ADC. So what are some of the challenges you face in this aspect as the barrister in charge of communications and media activities for the party?
Okay, so my network was breaking at some point, so I didn't really get the question well enough. Could you kindly repeat it? What are the
challenges we face against against politicians, politics, something with politics? What are the challenges we face as media people against politics?
Okay, I think I would just interpret it to mean the challenges that we face politics in Nigeria.
Yes.
And really, when we are talking about politics and Nigerian politics, we might want to cast our minds back to, pre-colonial period, or should I say pre-independence period, when certain media platforms, print platforms, were able to help Obafemi Awolowo and some other remarkable Nigerian leaders, or do I say fathers that have gone ahead of us? We have certain prints were able to assist these Pan-African remarkable politicians, to get to the heights, so to speak. But these days, it's quite challenging. The dynamics at play right now. As much as I wouldn't want to speak on behalf of the pressmen in saying that they don't have any other reason for which they're doing what they're doing. So someone mentioned brown envelope a while back. but the truth of the matter is that the system we have, and I'm not really talking about my party ADC, I'm talking Nigeria generally. The political structure we have right now, so we have two popular parties, and we have a third force, which is ADC, and some other parties. So right now, what is at play right now, basically and most of the time, it's whatever these two powerful parties are saying. So now, say for instance, let's say we organize a press conference. We reach out, and I'm talking right now from experience. We organize a press conference. We reach out to media platforms, whether it's by letter or by a consultant, or reaching out to them directly because you have their numbers, and you tell them we have a press conference. The press conference is for 12 o'clock. Please, we want you to be there. So they grant your invitation, they confirm attendance, and they tell you they'll be there for that time. The program is slated for 12 o'clock. By 11:30, you try to reach out to them all over again. Hope you've not forgotten, or even maybe 2 hours before. Hope you've not forgotten. This is just a subtle reminder. So 11:30, 12 o'clock, you're waiting. Past 12, you're waiting. Some of them are already on ground, but others are not on ground. Now the question is, what exactly is going on? And this is where money politics come in. Now, an average Nigerian hustling pressman would rather attend a press conference that is being organized by these powerful parties, because they know they are going to collect, say, 100,000 naira, 50,000 naira, and more than that from them, as opposed to attending any other conference by political parties that have ideologies but might not give them the kind of money they are used to. So this is from the aspect, or from the angle of political parties and some of the pains we are facing. I will also talk about some of the pains that some press people also face, because I have friends, and I have colleagues in that sector, and I know some of the things that they go through. There are times also, when after your press conference or after your event, you must have probably given them their reimbursements, their stipends, their allowance, and you now have to start running after them. Can I have my reports? When are you going to hear it on TV? When is it going to run on radio? Can I have the full details? And keep running after them. Second day, third day, fourth day. At times, some don't even give you feedback. So at times it gets so frustrating, because you then begin to wonder, where is the so-called ethics of journalism? So these are some of the pains that we face, as parties. Now, but then for pressmen, the environment is not that conducive, honestly, because especially for platforms, whether it's TV, whether it's print, whether it's radio platforms that are owned by private organizations or private individuals. I know of a radio station in Abuja. I used to have a friend that works there, and she had to leave because they were not paying them. And because this happened, some of these reporters, editors and what have you, they leave their office and they go about looking for news-worthy items or sensational items that would bring money to them, because they have to cope, they have to survive. So in the long run, it's not longer about the ethics of journalism, the ethics of investigative journalism, trying to seek the truth. It is survival. It is the hustling mood. And so because they want to hustle, and they have bills to pay. They have electricity bill to pay. They have NEPA bill to pay. They have house rents, they have rents to pay, and what have you. The ethics of journalism or of media, it doesn't really push their conscience. So I believe that when we get to that point where, as political parties, we can remember the fact that, we have an ideology and we are holding on to that ideology. And as leaders, we understand the fact that we have to make sure that all sectors, whether it's media, whether it's education, whether it's aviation, transportation, the masses are totally cared for. Because it's when the masses are cared for. And really, the truth of the matter is, whether media or not, media people are human beings. They are also citizens. Just that they are the ancient landmark preservers of communication. If I can use my words in such terms.
Yes.
It's well known that media people, they owe the landmark of communication, and they should actually pursue justice, truth, equity with everything they have. But because the system and the country is the way it is, that conscious effort, that conscious effort that speaks to equity and justice is no longer there. And so media people would rather go for anything that is sensational, in as much as it is sensational. Okay, so I'll give another example. So we organized a press conference recently, I think about last week or thereabouts, and of everything in my principal, that's the national chairman, of everything in my principal's speech, the only thing that went mostly viral was the fact that the party offered Two-Face, DJ Switch, and some other celebrities free tickets. As a matter of fact, Vanguard's paper was the first newspaper to release their, to release the report. As soon as that happened, other media platforms started doing the same thing. That was their headline all through. Now, part of the speech had insecurity issues in it. Part of it had the party wanting to give youths 35% accommodation. But they didn't release this. All they were releasing, or rather, all about 90% of our media people's reports, about 90% of their reports was about the fact that the party wanted to give these celebrities free tickets. And of course, because they want traction, they want traffic to their blogs, they want traffic to their websites. I mean, every other reporter just decided to use that caption, and that was it. And it started trending. It trended. We saw it on Legit, we saw it on Nairaland, just because it's a sensational thing.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that these days our reporters go for sensational things, and that is the reason why they won't follow up. And I think so accountability should not just be about money. We shouldn't just follow the money, hold our leaders responsible, but we should also follow the news as media people. And media people should also follow the news to the letter, to the last drop. So that point where they know, okay, at this point, powers that be, and they are restraining us and restricting us. But I believe we should get to that point as an industry, as a sector, where we follow the news to the last drop, to the last point.
Wow, that's Ifenla, the barrister, the everything. How do I begin? She's Ifenla is ADC Director of Communications and Program. And we took our time to listen to you, Ife, because you are making some very wonderful submission. Thank you very much. You're on the field, so you know better. You see more, and you really understand what you see.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the invite.
Yes, the discussion is still going on. We're looking at our time. I have my great friend here also, a boardroom coordinator from Nigeria, the east of Nigeria. That's Benedict. Benedict, I hope your network is steady. Benedict, are you there? Benedict, okay, his network has been going back and forth. Okay, the discussion is going on. Somebody just wrote something here now. I don't know how to phrase it because sometimes the questions they write, they don't put it well, but I might just phrase in my way, the way I understand what the person wrote. The person is saying the news, the social media news spreading, is it helping us? Is it helping news broadcasting, or is killing the media business? I don't know if you understand that. Yes. Chuma from France. Chuma, is this social media news blogging, is it helping the conventional news business, or is killing it?
Well, I would say it's a two-edged sword. First, the blogging of an issue has turned out to be a business something, where people try to use the opportunity to make fame for themselves and at the same time make money, not minding the kind of news they give out. That is why I say it's a two-edged sword. Two-edged in the side that one way is killing the mainstream media, because most times it drags attention away from the main thing that is supposed to favor the people. If you look at our social media and then blogging, all they center about are entertainment and flashy lives that are going out to give people some fake and false hope. You make people see life, like movie, we say movie is make-believe. But not everybody understands that what you see in a movie is not obtainable in a real life. So when a blogger pushes something out of a movie, there are many people who will buy it, that is the way it is. But when the real mainstream media pushes out an information that a blogger has given out, you will see a different angle to it. The social media, you see a blogger will say, this has happened. And whatever he puts on, there's a flashy bling bling by the side. But you will not expect Schengen Story Media to carry that same story and bring out the bling bling. Rather, we will bring out the real information that will benefit the masses and the world at large.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's straight, direct to the point. Benedict, is the network okay now? Okay, I want to come back to Dr. Schengen. Dr. Schengen, we appreciate your being with us. I know how tight your schedules are, and taking this time to be here is an honor. It's wonderful. Dr. Schengen, what will you say to the fact that the social media news spread has become like a norm? In fact, I wrote an article on that yesterday. What will you say about this? Will it uphold the real structure of news broadcasting, news movement, or will it be a detriment to humanity and getting news? And like somebody just asked how a fake news is better than no news. So you see how people are reasoning now. So maybe that person prefers to hear the fake news than just be without news. What will you say, Dr. Schengen?
Social media has come to stay.
Yes.
And the news from there, you cannot even fathom how far and wide it has become. It has come to overshadow the mainstream news media. And many of the scandals we hear today, many of them are generated from social media. I mean, there's no place to hide anymore with the social media and the news. So we should just be ready for greater impact and more of social media news. When you look at the last American presidential election, social media created a lot. Even with the regulation of President Trump, we could see that he wanted to use the social media to manipulate things, but they refused him. But then the social media is still used to coordinate up to the point of Capitol Hill. There's nothing we can do about it anymore. And it's a good thing that the masses should be allowed to have access to it so that their voice could be heard. And I know there will be so many regulations coming from the powers that be so that they can stifle such voices. But that would be very, very difficult. I don't think we can go back to the olden days anymore. Somebody was saying when Bill Clinton was charged with Monica Lewinsky, said 50 years ago, 100 years ago, nobody would have heard of such an affair. there will be no way it will come out. Everybody will not be involved in it. And but at the time that the Monica Lewinsky crisis came out for Bill Clinton, the whole world could easily feed into it and get into it. And that is what will be happening for years to come. There's no amount of regulation that will come. Talking about the fake news, when we have fake news from fake government officials and fake policies, it will continue to. I think my brother from Italy handled it beautifully well. Fake news points every one of us to go and investigate what is happening in that area. So the extent to which it is fake, we will remove it eventually and we know the real truth. But speculation of such fake news, they could help the rest of us. The problem is that all over the countries, we have the ruling class and the masses. And that is the challenge. The ruling class know how to toy with the masses' lives, masses' economy. And so the masses must have a way of getting to know what should happen, what ought to happen. And so with social media has come to stay, and I would suggest that we should continue to want it, because this is the only way the masses can come up to know what's happening. Let me stop there.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. My great man, power man, Fred, social media and conventional news.
Well, talking about, I would like to take it from the point of fake news. In 1989, I was already in my second year at the University of Benin, and we participated at the anti-SAP riot when Babangida was the president. Yes. And what catapulted that protest was fake news. Dr. Tai Sholari, the late Dr. Tai Sholari, yes, the educationist and social critic, he circulated an information that there was huge corruption in government as published by the Ebony magazine of the United States of America. According to him, that was what he heard. So people started to put these things into pamphlets, into flyers, they shared it, and it catapulted the economic situations we had in the country at that particular time. And that was how that protest began. 600 prisoners were freed from the Benin correctional centers. The place was burned. People died all across the country. Then there was no social media, but the fake news destroyed a lot of things. Later, the government brought the original copy of the so-called Ebony magazine from where Dr. Tai Sholari purportedly got information. And they saw that it was not there. It was not just there. Actually, the Ebony magazine said that the last time they published anything concerning Nigeria was 1977. Now we're talking about 1989. So that was what led to the May SAP riot in Nigeria. So, but now it is very easy to verify news, whether fake or not fake. And another thing that I would like to talk about is when you talk about not paying reporters. When publishers don't pay reporters, it's also detrimental to news. Take, for example, during the 2019 presidential election, the young aspirants were not as publicized as the articles and the Buharis, because those people, they had the money to circulate, money that they got from the same system which they were recycling. So they were giving brown envelopes to journalists, and their news and publicity was everywhere. But the young aspirants did not have such money. Now, see where we have found ourselves. So let me just stop there because of your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Intelligent talk. Chief Ambassador Tony Talkland, the politician with us. Ambassador, we are entering into a very volatile era in Nigeria. And one people that could make or break that era, the next stage of Nigeria is the media people. That's a fact, because whatever they say will affect so many things. When I say volatile era, I mean election 2023. What do you see? What will you say could be, what do you see the media disseminating news in 2023? How do we use this? How do your party also leverage on this and use the media for 2023? What are those plans?
Thank you very much. I from my own, not only understanding, but what I've seen so far and what the feeling I have from what my party, where my party is going to, and wherever needed, what input I will give is we're going to definitely embrace not just the classical media, we're going to work with also these social media big wigs. We're going to integrate them. It will be complementary to what's going on. Yes, it's very risky. And that's why fake news should be completely out of it. We should be watchful of fake news. Can just cause one shot and there's a disorder, completely bloodbath in the country. Where we plan to work with them, we are working with everybody that is transparent. We are working on the grassroots level, like I said, starting from the communities. They are on the ground, most of them. Our social media directors and our media directors, most of them present, have been doing a great job. And we don't intend to change it. We are a party of young minds. We're a modern party, or inclusive party. We are not going to do anything in the dark. You have access to the chairman, national chairman, directly. You can speak to me. My number is online everywhere. You can speak to the diaspora network leaders or the leadership. You can talk to anybody, all deputy national chairpersons. This is not a secret. So our party intends to remain inclusive, remain transparent, and we'll be grateful to work with people like Schengen Media Story. Watch us, criticize us, pick what we are doing. And when you are doing something good, you have nothing to hide. You are going to come out clean. So that's the direction we are going. I will again definitely warn that the opposition might also plant misinformation.
Exactly.
Verification is necessary at all times and all levels.
Absolutely.
That's what I will say to this.
That's a very good last submission. Yes. This is it. 1 hour of all wonderful media people that have been carrying the human race along in communications, in news and updates. 1 hour of you all coming together to celebrate the 3rd of May as a special day for press freedom. And with all you've said also, a new insight has been brought out, and we're looking to greater new things with the news department, with the media department. Now there's a mistake we also make. We straitjacket, we nobble the media thing into just one phase. There are other places. There was a woman, Ada Buzo. I wanted her to speak, but she left. She is a comediana, and that's also a media person. She, in one way or the other, affects also informations. And so we shouldn't just look at the news aspects. Everybody adds up to this big family of press, big family of media. So the comedians, the MCs, I know Chuma in France is an MC, the moderators, those that present programs, those that analyze, everybody adds up to this great, wonderful human activity that has been going on for years now. And the good news also is, take note that you play a very, very integral part in the human existence. Yes, you do. In fact, in the ancient days, people like this are called the scribes. And in those days, it is just 1 out of millions. One person is that person that is gifted and that is able to make writings on behalf of the community. So, and those people were special people. They were regarded as very, very, they were next to the king, because they write They formulate informations, they put out informations. So they are very, very important. So you are very important, and keep putting your head up in all your endeavors, in what you do. Today is that day we say thank you all for what you're doing. Thank you, no matter what it is. You're writing, you're making columns, you put out, even the cartoonists. Yeah, that sector in Nigeria, I know very well, called cartoonists. And, they are doing great. So keep putting your head up. I want to thank you for this 1 hour of coming together. We say thank you so much on behalf of Schengen Story magazine. We're celebrating the May 3rd Press Freedom Day. A day set aside to commiserate with journalists, media people around the world. It's also a day to remember also, like I said, journalists that died, those that lost their lives in the pursuit of a story or two. So thank you. Is there anything anybody would like to say again before we round up?
Yes, I would like to, I have a passion for new political parties, and that is why I just want to just chip in a word.
Yes, sir.
For the ADP. Because I have lost hope in what the APC and the PDP did in Nigeria all over the years since 1999. My passion is for new political parties, and that's why I'm saying this. Now, because the media publicity is very expensive for new political parties, I strongly advise that you begin to use jingles. Nigerians like entertainment, and that is why somebody is trying to prefer fake news, because of the entertainment element that comes with it. So I strongly suggest that start to use jingles now, jingles that are songs that aligns with the thinking of the people, community level, that can go down to the grassroots, things that some small songs that people have been hearing, like it will just blend with the society. And you can also use musicians to sing about your manifesto in such a way that they are using lyrics that people can easily, children can easily sing. By the time the children are singing these jingles at home, their parents, who are the voters, will be hearing. So before you know it, between now and 2023, you've already permeated the air, the atmosphere, with jingles and some songs which are quite cheaper than the media. May God give us a better country.
Thank you very much. Honorable Benedict. Benedict, your network has been going on and off, and you really need to say something. Are you there? Benedict.
Yeah, good evening, comrades. Good evening, everyone in the house.
Yes, we've been.
Good evening, everyone in the house.
Yes, we can hear you. Good evening.
Honestly, I've been battling with network here. I can't say much, but as regards to media, we should understand that media is a very broad issue that has to be that is very wide, that is well discussed, or if it is discussed, that such issues don't just finish all of a sudden in a bit. Media information or news is a two-way thing. One, it is used to checkmate the government in power. Two, it is used to root out all programs or to the public. Now, as I come back to Nigeria that we are having today, the reason why media has become an issue regarding clamping down on social media or regulations of media and or whatnot is as a result of the politics or the power that is in government. Presently, if you see what had happened within the past few years and the power of media you will notice that the government is jittery because of the informations, grassrooted informations that come out, as regards to bad government policies, bad government activities, and there's so many issues as regards to security, sponsors of security, and the rest, and all whatnot. I can recall in 2014, 2015, the present government used media against the past administration, that is Goodluck Jonathan's administration. It was as a result of media that they were able to gain power, to gain access to the hearts of multi and millions of Nigerians, both in Nigeria and abroad. It gave them the opportunity to win. This is the same thing they are battling today because of the porous nature of their governance. A lot of things, I don't know if people are hearing me clearly.
Yes,
a lot of
we do, but at the point it goes off. At the point it goes off.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we are having a lot of network problems here because of the downpour. We are having downpour in Nigeria,
Okay.
especially in Abuja.
What I would suggest is maybe some of the input you want to make could be written as text while we round up the show, because we are 7 minutes late now. I promised everybody it will be a 1 hour. Let's just show our faces, appreciate ourselves, and continue looking into ways we could also improve and continue these great works we're doing. So it's because it's a Monday and everybody has
media has lost its focus and its footage.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm still on and
okay. The Nigerian network. Sorry. Honorable Benedict, don't worry. It might take us more time trying to connect with you. So we will appreciate you. And we want to say thank you also for making your time to come, to be there, even if the network is fading, but you've done well. So every other person too, my brothers and friends, Barrister Ifela, France, Germany, great man, power man, Frederick, the doctor has gone. My secretary, Tony Talkland, Chief Tony Talkland, Victor, Vincent, everybody, Chibike, thank you all for coming. It's just a short one. What we're trying to do in this part of the world is whenever there are things like this, we also key in and, rub minds together and carry it all along. So we've all done well. I want to say, go have a beautiful Monday evening, and hopefully there'll be more of such gatherings like this. So when we knock, please answer. So we will be coming more like this, discuss with ourselves, but it will be a short program, short timing. So thank you all, good night, and see you next time we call. Thank you, Honorable Fred, thank you. This is off.